Hello, my name is Jared Wilson. Welcome to my intro video for AEP 855 Data Analysis and Assessment. This is my introduction video for Fort Hays State University. Just kind of starting out, introducing myself. My name is Jared Wilson. I'm very interested in sports. Sports kind of rules everything. It reflects in my classroom, reflects on some of the activities and hobbies that I keep. I love all sports. I nothing in particular, just like to be out, be active, and have fun. Right now, a big sport that I partake in is snowmobiling. I tend to do that with my brother, my dad, and a couple of buddies, and it's just something that, especially in winter hits, we're super active. We're trying to go as much as possible, and then when summertime hits, we're usually working on them and mechanically making sure they're taken care of. Moving on to a little bit more about me, I've got two stepdaughters. I have a yellow lab. He's 9 years old. I enjoy fishing, camping, and sports, side-by-side riding, snowmobiling. I'm also an operator with Wilson Excavation. I would definitely describe myself as stubbornness, something that sometimes pays off and other times does not, but something that I'm trying to curve more to be an asset rather than a negative and something that holds me back. Something else I'm very interested in is firearm collection. I enjoy hunting, I enjoy fishing, and just kind of being around sports and outdoors. Kind of see a picture of our excavation company there, my family in the bottom left, and then of course Pete are side by side, and then my girls and I at the Rockies game, something that we enjoy doing during the summer times. Moving on to me in education, I went to Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado. After that, I taught for 4 years at Fremont Elementary School in Florence, Colorado, 2 years at Swallows Charter Academy in Pueblo West, which is where I currently work. It's a public charter school. It's 3-track with 24 students per grade. Something that's kind of unique, it's a K-12 school, so we're not split. We're elementary, middle, and high school all in the same building or buildings, if that makes sense. We're kind of connected with a wing, but we have two brand new buildings that are conjoined in the middle. Kind of where I'd like to go is I would like to be a college professor or an instructional coach. I think these two would be the biggest goals for me as an educator and why I'm pursuing more. It's something I enjoy, something that both my professors and my instructional coaches really had a strong impact on me in my education and pursuing being a teacher. And so I'd like to give back to that and kind of be in that role and help push young educators in the right direction. And also the possibility to be an asset to every school. So being able to learn these things and implement these things are not just a one building thing, but somewhere I can go and have an impact everywhere. The next one would be just to make a difference. I think that learning more will allow me to have a stronger impact, a bigger impact, and make a difference. Sometimes where I grew up, it feels like I see the same kids stuck in the same cycle, and it's usually a negative cycle where we're making the same mistakes and we're making the same bad decisions. And I would like to be the change and like to correct some of that so that we're producing kids that are able to get out of a rough area would be the best way to put it, and to travel more, get out, get more opportunities for themselves rather than sitting in the same cycle that's been presented before them. Looking at data and assessment for SCA. So for SCA, there is, for assessment data collection at SCA, one of the big ones we use is NWEA. This is assessed 3 times each year, so at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. And because we're a public charter school, it's not tied to my evaluation. I do know at other public schools I've taught in my area, it does tie directly to your evaluation, but because of the different evaluation systems we use at SCA, it is not. CMAS is tested 1 time each year. Again, it's not tied to our evaluation. What that information does, or that data is used for indirectly, is to help our admin decide on professional development. They kind of look at where our gaps are. If we're struggling with growing our lowest of lows for math, for example, then that's kind of one of the directions they take our PDs, is how can we get those struggling students up. In the years past, I know that we've struggled with having our highest kids grow. We have a lot of kids kind of meet or exceed, but not really push that further. And so we've done a lot of professional development with trying to do that. We have data days at SCA, so we get 2 days a year where they call in a sub, and all we do is we sit down with the administration team. We break down each student individually, so we see where they're at, and it would be, in this case, we've got about 75 fifth graders, and so we sit down with every student and their data, and we go through and we see how can we specifically help this student, and we get a game plan. And so we get very good at deciding which student needs what, and then that allows us to make our math groups or our reading groups, or what interventions we can supply each kid with. It's tedious when you break down the 75 students, but it's worthwhile because then it becomes manageable. You're able to group your students. You're able to really direct your instruction for those students, and that's crucial. The other thing we use is district level assessments. This kind of allows us to compare how our students are doing to the other schools in our district, and allows us to decide if the programs we're using are appropriate, if they are at the same level as what's around us, or if there's just a miss that we're having, or a miss that maybe other schools are having as well. And that's kind of just an SCA overview, something that we try to do all the time as we go through. I know our high school has different tests. They go through different assessments that they use. Looking at assessments just in my classroom, I have informal assessments that I'm doing constantly, where it's just, whether it's a sticky note exit ticket out the door, checking on a gauge, scale 1 to 5, where are we, having students turn in something as they leave, anything like that really is data that I collect during the day. Not something that takes a lot of time, but it takes a few minutes. I go through, I check it, lets me know right then that I need to help my students with A and C, but maybe not so much B. More formal would look like quizzes. We end up doing quite a few quizzes for like vocabulary, reading, math, and so forth. And then you have your summative quizzes, which are kind of your end of the quarter quizzes, your end of the chapter. So math, for example, once you get through your 10 lessons or 15 lessons, whatever it is for that unit, kind of that unit test that goes through. With my data, I tend to easily break down my math quizzes. So for example, when I give my students a math test, I'll look at what question matches which standard, and I'll break down basically a spreadsheet that shows how those questions are tied to the standard, so that when I grade a student's work, not only am I grading that test, but I'm also collecting that data for which standard that student's missing, or which aspect that student's missing, so that I can then group those kiddos again and do a reteach in small group the next day, or the next few days, depending on what I can do, and then I can reevaluate with those students how I can better teach that instruction. For the most part, overall, how I think data should be implemented into the classroom, it should be, most importantly, how it can be effectively used. If you're using a data system or a system to collect data that's not applicable to your style, or that you're collecting but then not using, it's a waste of time. You're putting your effort not where it should be. You should be using a system that you're able to gain that information and see what can I do next with it. Everything should be actionable when you get that data. That's my biggest struggle with our CMAS testing, because it takes so long to get that data back. It does allow me to compare how I did to my teammates, and then we can kind of reflect on what we might have done differently and why I might have come short, or why I really excelled in an area. But for the most part, I think data should be quick, it should be collected, it should be tracked, and it should be actionable. So when they get that information, you should be able to look at it, decide, okay, I need to meet with this group and this group. This group really doesn't need it, I can move them on, and then how to move forward the next day. I think a lot of times we get bogged down in collecting that data and we don't hit the actionable piece. I think once individuals are able to get that piece and understand how to use it in their classrooms, it's very vital. Again, I use it particularly in math. It's super easy for me to do. But again, for example, in writing, when I start going through and I give them a rubric, I'll look through and see, where did my kids score the lowest? And that is a point for me to distinguish what I need to be teaching in class according to that rubric. And I always have to take that rubric and, and judge it to whether or not it's meeting my standards and what I need to teach. But it allows me to identify a gap or a need for my students. And I think that same applies for whether we're teaching vocab, reading, math, science, social studies. You're identifying where your gaps are, where you're struggling, and how you can benefit those students. I know, for example, I use a book for reading strategies for small group because I have found that as a teacher, I can identify gaps, but I struggle sometimes with coming up with activities and skills that reinforce those gaps. And that book has been such a great asset for me. I can open it up. I can see, okay, this is directly for vocab, or this is directly for comprehension. It shows me the skill, kind of shows me how I could use it. And then I use my books and my resources that I use with our curriculum and implement those skills and those practices. And again, that's kind of my basis for what assessment and data collection would look for, or look at, or look like, in the classroom as well as in the entire school. Thank you. Have a good day.